Pet Guardians is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We rescue animals off the streets of East St. Louis and out of animal control in St. Clair County. We provide vetting services, rehabilitation services, both for health and behavior, and then we place the animals into foster homes and adopt them out into their forever homes. Our mission is to eliminate the homeless animal population in the area. Our goal is multifaceted between the community outreach efforts and the rescue efforts to start to kind of clean up the streets of the homeless animals. East St. Louis is a fairly impoverished community. There are a lot of strays that roam the streets in the area. Our vet, Dr. Ed from Hillside Animal Hospital, donated the usage of his old practice. That shelter has 9 kennels in it, and we use it as our emergency shelter. So, you know, when there's those dogs that really need rescue because of injury or sickness or, you know, they're just in the right place at the right time, we actually have a place for them to go now where we've never had that before. Before it was, you know, hey, do you have any room in your basement? Or, you know, can this dog go to your house for a few days until we can figure it out? Now we actually have a space for 9 more dogs that we can do that with. So it's pretty incredible, and it's really launched our rescue efforts like tremendously. The emergency shelter has allowed us to have a place for the dogs that we see on the streets that are either sick or injured or are just in the right place at the right time. Or if we have space available, we're able to go transfer off of the euthanasia list. The shelter has really opened up a lot of possibilities for us to be able to rescue more animals, and we're on track to rescue almost double the amount of animals that we could rescue in 2012, just because we have that temporary holding space for them. So it's very exciting.
I am a shelter volunteer, and I also do training for the new shelter volunteers that come in, teaching the ropes about all the dogs here and all the protocol procedures we have. And I also help work with adoption events and fundraisers, as well as riding along and feeding the dogs in East St. Louis and Washington Park, Illinois on Friday mornings. I've been riding along with PJ for several months now. She goes every day. She gets to East St. Louis the same time the sun gets to East St. Louis. So during the summer months, it's about 5:30. We get there, we use basically the same path every time. We know where dogs are, and we go to the abandoned homes or the fields where they sleep, and we'll whistle and call for them. And if they're there, and they aren't always there, if they're there, we'll feed them and give them treats and try to interact with them. We feed anywhere between 10 and 60 dogs every morning. PJ's been doing it for over 15 years and hasn't missed a day in 12 years. Not for weather or for illness or any other circumstances. She's there every morning. And there are volunteers who go along with her every morning too, me being the Friday volunteer. When I go over to East St. Louis, you see a lot of things. You see a lot of abandoned homes and dogs in all states of health and unhealthiness. Oftentimes we will see dogs that are injured. We've picked up dogs that have been shot, hit by cars, really badly abused. We have a dog right now, Tolly, who was picked up. We had a neighborhood, a community member say there's a dog over there with a chain around its neck, and it turns out that the chain was actually put on when she was smaller and never taken off, and she got what's called an embedded collar, which means that her skin actually grows over the collar a bit. So she had to have that surgically removed because she was just neglected. She has, as you can see, learned to love and trust humans again. Everyone has a favorite dog on the route. PJ's favorite is Marshall. Marshall is a Shepherd Lab mix, we think. Because he's a street dog, we can't be sure. He's young, between 1 and 2 probably. And he's a dog that we wouldn't see regularly. Some dogs we can count on seeing every day. No matter the weather or what time we get there. But Marshall was one that he was kind of elusive. He would show up today and then not again for 6 weeks. We did have space in the shelter open up recently. So just a week or so ago, we actually were able to rescue Marshall. We knew that he wasn't owned based on his behavior and where he was never in the same spot. He was always different areas of East St. Louis. We put down food like we did every day, and they were able to just slip a lead around his neck without any issues, and he got right in the car, and in fact, the person who rescued him, he sat in her lap. The best part about working at the shelter is seeing a dog come out of its shell. If it comes from the streets and is a little scared of people, which many of them are because they've been abused, it's great to see them come out of their shell and learn to trust people and learn to play, to learn how to fetch, and learn that a tennis ball is a toy, not just a scary thing flying through the air. The most rewarding part, I'd say, is definitely the tail wags and face licks, though. That's really why I'm here.